Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 will stream on Netflix on February 13th, 2025, and Part 3 will feature the 5 last ever episodes of the hit, action-driven comedic drama. Today on ScreenRant, here's everything you need to know about Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3.
Taguchi's right, man. It's our last kick of the can.
Yes, Cobra Kai showrunner and co-creator Jon Hurwitz confirmed this on X back in February 2023. When asked what the showrunner thought of Netflix ending the show, Hurwitz posted this answer: "Netflix didn't tell us it was the last season. We told them it was the last season. We've always wanted to end Cobra Kai on our own terms, and we are grateful we have the opportunity to do so. But that doesn't mean we're finished with the Miyagi-verse. We love this world." So while a spin-off could be in the works, Cobra Kai itself will be ending very soon. As for the plot of Part 3, there's really only one way for the story to continue.
The Sekai Taikai Tournament of Champions!
The death of Quan in the last episode's all-out brawl will doubtless stop the tournament in its tracks. However, the show must go on somehow. In fact, this seems to be already confirmed by the official Netflix trailer for Part 3, and comments from the show's creators further support this as well. All the big bads are still in play, says series co-creator Hayden Schlossberg in an interview via Newsweek. You still have Kreese, Silver, Sensei Wolf, Master Kim Da-eun. Everyone is still on the board. Nothing's been resolved. We have a lot of fun in store with all the characters left in tatters at the end of episode 10. And on that note, the Sekai Taikai's lineup could change drastically in the next episodes. For instance, it's hard to imagine that Tiger Strike would still be allowed to compete after Sensei Ivanov punched Gunther unconscious, which initiated the brawl that led to Quan's death. Likewise, Sensei Kim and even Kreese would hesitate to continue after what happened to Cobra Kai's team captain. So if that's the case, then what else is there for Johnny, Daniel, and Miyagi-Do to fight for? Well, let's not forget one crucial fact.
Say it, Cobra Kai never dies.
As the story ends with Part 3, then Cobra Kai must redeem itself somehow. Indeed, the prevailing theory is that Johnny will once again represent Cobra Kai in the tournament. Johnny could even be joined by Miguel, Robbie in representing Cobra Kai in the next episodes. And this popular theory actually makes a lot of sense, as Johnny repeatedly finds out throughout the show, giving up Cobra Kai only leaves room for another to take his place. And only Johnny can take the reins and stop the cult-like nature of Cobra Kai in Part 3. After all, this show is about legacy. Ever since the show's very first story arcs, Cobra Kai has been all about what the senseis intend to pass on to the next generation of martial arts practitioners. There's always been a prevailing parental theme because, in a way, this is how every sensei in the show sees and treats each student, an improved version of themselves. Or at least, that's what they want their students to become. Even the harsh and bitter Sensei Wolf only wants what's best for his Iron Dragon's team captains, Axel and Zara. Speaking of which, this parental theme extends to intergenerational trauma as well. From Daniel and Johnny's Season 1 arc to Quan's death in Season 6, Cobra Kai examines the consequences of teaching deadly martial arts to kids by masters with little to no control over their demons. So in the end, Johnny still needs to reclaim the legacy of Cobra Kai from Kreese and Silver. This is the only way for both Johnny and Daniel to truly put their demons to rest and become the senseis they were always meant to be.
And Mr. Miyagi, did he take every single one of those kids from the valley when Cobra Kai came back?
The students of Miyagi-Do have had their taste of international competition in Part 2, but it's time for the show to return to its roots. While it's unclear how it will all transpire, Cobra Kai could use Quan's death to return the show to its main setting, the San Fernando Valley in LA. Moreover, the show's last season would be remiss without Johnny and Miguel returning to their Season 1 dojo, the place where it all began. And with Johnny and Carmen's baby having just been born in Part 2, Johnny and Miguel will doubtless jump at the first opportunity to come home to their family. However, this wouldn't necessarily mean that they're out of the tournament. After all, the Valley is one of the few places that would be crazy enough to host the next and last leg of the Sekai Taikai. The ramped up security following the Yeonjangdo incident could also allow the show to lean into an underlying theme, reflecting the real-life threat of violence that America's school children face on a daily basis. Indeed, just like the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai Season 1, Season 6 Part 3 may just end in the valley where everything started. And this brings us to arguably the most important question that viewers have for Part 3.
One last time. Win or lose.
this honor may just go to Miguel. As Johnny's first student back when he revived Cobra Kai, Miguel has always been the Daniel LaRusso of this generation's Karate Kid story. On the other hand, Miguel is already the All-Valley champion. There are other competitors that need this win much more than him. There's Tori, who still needs to redeem herself after Silver cheated for her to win in the last tournament. Meanwhile, Robbie also needs a big win to finally get the recognition he deserves, and a chance to get into a good college. And Tori and Robbie may have the highest willpower among any competitor in the Sekai Taikai. Meanwhile, with Kwon permanently out of the game, his fellow Cobra Kai students from Korea could decide to bow out as well. This leaves Axel and Zara of the Iron Dragons as the only real challenge standing between the main cast members and their destiny. Realistically, the Iron Dragons may just take the last decisive victory. Whatever the case may be, Part 3 is very likely to end with Cobra Kai versus the Iron Dragons in the Sekai Taikai.
Don't tell me you're actually thinking of backing out at the finish line.
Look, Miyagi-Do is never about tournaments.
Miyagi-Do is only participating in the Sekai Taikai in an effort to quell the growing threat of the Cobra Kai cult. And with Kreese likely to either disappear or get kicked out of the tournament, Daniel may not be as desperate for Miyagi-Do to actually win. So if Johnny returns to leading Cobra Kai, Daniel and Miyagi-Do may just vouch for Cobra Kai to be allowed to keep competing. This could allow Part 3 to resolve the show's biggest conflicts on and off the mat. Tori and Sam could finally hash things out in a decisive tournament fight, and Daniel could not just accept that Johnny was always meant to lead Cobra Kai, but that Cobra Kai is part and parcel of maintaining balance in the valley. That said, the last episodes won't just be rainbows and sunshine. With things coming to a head, Part 3 could also entail another blood sacrifice. Following the death of Kwon, most of the Sekai Taikai senseis may just band together to prevent any more students from dying. Indeed, Silver is really the only sensei who wouldn't mind sacrificing more lives, and this could mean that he's bound for death. After all, Kreese still needs to redeem himself somehow. While there seems to be no saving the lying, self-serving Silver, Kreese is not as clear-cut of a villain as his former colleague. Indeed, Kreese is doing all this out of some misguided sense of honor, and Kwon's accidental death may just be enough to force Kreese to finally come to his senses. Having disgraced not just Cobra Kai, but the very legacy of Kim Sun-young's Tang Soo-do, Kreese may even be abandoned by Sensei Kim. And in the end, Kreese may realize that he has but one move left to make, killing Silver. Just as Johnny needs to reclaim Cobra Kai to ensure his positive legacy, Kreese needs to chop off the head of the poisonous snake that he himself released. Kreese could even visit Kim Sun-young in Korea to plead for his honor back, and the old master could give Kreese his last quest, reclaiming the dojo's honor by killing Silver with the family's Yunjang-do. Then again, Silver won't be going down without a good fight, and this could mean that both Silver and Kreese may be bound for death in the finale.
Come on, keep fighting. To the end.
That's about everything there is to know about Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3. What do you think will happen in Cobra Kai's final 5 episodes? Tell us in the comments and keep watching ScreenRant.